Ugh. Glass kind of smells
So
bad.
Chuck.
It's the BS Podcast Web Show!
Oh, another episode. It's the 12th one. Just pay attention already, okay? Last one was with my brother, and it is coming out tomorrow, Mother's Day. And it went really, really well.
Just you and him.
He's just so much smarter than me that I was intimidated. It was like being in an interview that you know you're not getting the job, but you're like taking it as practice.
And even worse, you're the one giving the interview.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But then I knew I wasn't getting the job, and it was like supposed to be for practice.
Right.
But it turned out just to hurt my confidence a little bit in the meantime. But tomorrow's Mother's Day. You guys do anything special for Mother's Day?
Which we have a quick disclaimer. Per my mother, her request for this podcast, shout out to Mom, shout out to Tracy, no F words allowed. So we can say anything, but if there is a single F word, we're gonna get demonetized.
Yeah.
And she talked to the head of YouTube already, and they're looking out for this video, and it's already been flagged. But now, if Sean or me or you says a single F word, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, the F word, right? We can say other F words like
Friend,
Like,
I think.
fun.
like, and I
Terrible.
said bleep. It'll blur out my mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miss Heidecker, thanks for calling us out. I say it too much, and it's disgusting and rude. So I agree. It's a good challenge to start. Watch what you have to say.
It limits a potential audience, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Kids, now when you upload to YouTube every single time, you have to tick if your content is made specifically for kids or not.
Yeah, it's stupid. I want to show, actually, this brings up an interesting point. I was scrolling through YouTube yesterday, and I got to this ad. It's a chat video with stranger? How is that a thing on YouTube?
it's got 3.8 stars out of 5, though.
Yeah, but it
so
looks
people like the
Can
product.
we take a second to look at these thumbnails, though?
Yeah.
You're going to put this graphic on the screen,
Yeah, obviously.
right?
But what is up with that? We can't say the F word on YouTube to get demonetized, but you can have, that's an ad. That
On the
girl's-
YouTube app.
That
That's on
girl's
the
nipple
YouTube app.
is hard as a diamond in a frickin' snowstorm.
Frickin'.
Seriously, what is up, YouTube? Where is your lines? You want money? Is that what you want? You want money? Money, 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 money.
It is weird, too, because, like, you're swiping through your Snapchat, and you get, like, a dating app ad. And you can tell, oh, this woman was paid to say this stuff on camera for Bumble, Tinder, whatever pops up. These women, I don't think, are aware that these pictures are part of an ad. This looks kind of like sketchy image ripping of these very personal photos of these probably very pleasant women.
Well, Cody Ko went through it, and TikTok used some of his videos as in an ad, and so he went through the user agreement, and it's sketch. It's sketch how TikTok is just can take everybody's. That's in the user agreement. We can take your content and use it for whatever we like. Also, there's like legislation going on right now about banning TikTok because it's a Chinese app, and it's taking all of our data. So if you're on TikTok, what you like, what kind of music you listen to, where you are, do you like the liberals are libtards or the Republicans are bigots? Which one you like? It's ridiculous. First of all, why are you bringing that political atmosphere into TikTok? It's for teenage girls to shake their ass. It's not.
That's what I get on mine.
Yeah.
So.
I wish it wasn't, dude.
No, yeah, I wish it wasn't.
I know. I wish it wasn't.
Please, I wish.
Yeah. I want it to be funny stuff. My brother, very smart guy, was like, I think I should get a TikTok and like post videos of me climbing, and he's very adventurous and does really cool stuff. And I was like, you should not get one because you're gonna get pissed off about all these videos that are so cringe.
Yeah,
and
they can get super
but then
hard to watch.
Then I think about it. I'm like, you really have to go out and find your content you want. Unless if you don't, it's just gonna give you the content that the mass majority wants, which is teenage girls shaking their ass.
Well, have you seen our good friend Sydney Mustin on TikTok?
He's doing really well.
He found his niche.
Really?
Oh my God, man!
I didn't know this.
Do you have TikTok? I know you do, but Do you use it often?
No, I don't have it on my phone.
Okay, well, shout out to Sid. We'll put his I think it's just Sidney Mustin, but his niche is these Christian videos where he makes like very Christian jokes that not even you and I would get, even though we were raised in Christian families. It's like definitely
Catholic, so I guess.
Same thing.
If you paid attention growing up.
But yeah, and he is just killing it on there.
Yeah.
He's really doing his thing.
It's awesome.
He's getting a pretty good following, getting a couple 100,000 views.
Oh.
He's
Damn.
shout out Sid.
Like serious Instagram live stuff too, which is someone who does not consider myself an overly religious person. It's hard to watch those and not feel inspired in some way. He's doing cool stuff.
I'm happy for him. If
Yeah.
anybody, I'm glad it's him. But we're gonna move on. Brandon, when you want to come back, let us know. You're still missing. Haven't heard anything about him.
We tried to put out like a physical description of Brandon, but we honestly aren't even sure what he looks like anymore.
Yeah.
So we have nothing to tell the
been that
cops.
long.
He could have a beard. He could have no beard.
Yeah. Shaved head, afro. We don't know. So
He could be wearing Supreme. He could be wearing Nike.
Yeah.
We really
I
don't
didn't think
know.
about what clothes. I have no idea what clothes he'd have on.
He'll still get top comment though. We know you're watching, Brandon.
Okay. The coronavirus. Obviously, that's still going on. You guys said something interesting to me that I didn't know existed. The dog or animal separation. Keeping your animals
Pet separation.
6 feet from each other.
The first pet in the United States was found in New York to have coronavirus.
What?
And so they
Yes.
could potentially spread it as a cute little pet. You see a dog in public, even with your mask and gloves on, you're like, oh, you little cute little thing.
Yeah, I want to pet it.
And then you have
I want to pet the F out of it.
and it licks you. You know,
That was-
licking
sorry.
has to be the
Licking.
has to be the number one cause of corona
Yeah.
transfer.
So I thought dogs couldn't get it.
There's a lot of
Apparently.
misinformation out there. I don't even know if it's called coronavirus at this point.
And I was going to Menards today, couch shopping with my parents, and there were big signs in the front that said, if you have a pet, you cannot bring it in, and if you're under the age of 16, you cannot be in this building. And they said they will check IDs of kids who look under the age of 16.
Who has an ID or permits? I guess.
Permits, yeah.
So
Makes
basically,
sense.
if you don't have an ID, you can't get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. What? I mean, is it crazy? Is it not?
I just think
It's just different, and we're not used to it.
I think it's crazy how there's, like you said, so much misinformation in the world, and yet people are still coming out boldly saying information. Is that me? My bad. Boldly saying information. Dogs cannot get it.
Right.
Lick as many dogs' as faces as you want. That's what I've been doing, man.
I know.
I'm effed. I'm
Well,
screwed.
you have a cute dog.
I do, and
You,
she's
it's
precious
hard to
and
resist.
yeah, she's a good girl. I don't understand still to this day how if you can't fully grasp a concept or topic, why are you boldly saying such information?
Because people only listen to other people when they say bold, confident information. If someone was standing on a street corner saying, hey guys, maybe pets can get it, maybe they can't. Just thought you all should know that. Everyone's going to be like, why are you telling me that? That gave me no information.
Would you rather not know something than be sure incorrectly?
Yes.
Yeah, same.
I would
I
rather
think
be ignorant than misinformed.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I would rather
I don't
them say,
know if that's the
watch out. We
consensus.
don't really know yet if pets can get it or not. So Sean, quit licking dogs. I mean, dogs quit licking Sean.
That's the second time you've done that. You've talked about you
Dude,
licking.
Moving on.
Is that when you spit earlier?
we
There
be
was all that
concerned?
hair in your mouth.
A different reason aside.
Ugh.
But there's also, I want to take note that a lot of my friends, I've been blessed not to have a lot of friends going through coronavirus.
I thought that sentence was gonna end, and you were
Chop.
gonna
I've been blessed to have not a lot of friends.
say next segment.
And now that you say that,
Ensue the sad
Not a
music.
blessing, is it?
a lot of friends be affected directly by the coronavirus, so I'm blessed. Obviously, people here and there, and
Genuine question: have either of you, like on your Facebook timelines, have you seen anything about someone you know
Why would I-
having a relative or
why
anything?
would I get on Facebook?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's just the social media platform that.
And I don't know
mostly-
anybody who has died from it.
Yeah, me neither.
I just heard rumors, and I'm sure it's truthful.
Well, my buddy's dog died from it.
you serious?
No, it was just a reference to the
God.
Well, if you saw the...
or you wanted to talk about this. Well, I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say. Thanks for cutting me off. Now I'm going to be editing this and being like, oh, what did I want to say? But anyway, deaths correlated to the coronavirus, even if they're not dying from the coronavirus.
Yes. You get hit by a car, you have corona. They say you die because you had coronavirus.
Yeah.
And that's actually happening right now.
I don't think that is literally happening. Like, I don't think anyone has been hit by, like, a bus and then they tested him. But, like, if someone dies from a potentially unrelated medical issue in the hospital while also having coronavirus symptoms, their death, at least according to most people, seems to be recorded as a coronavirus death. And what's kind of adding to this potentially, and I'm not involved in hospitals, I don't really know, but supposedly the way the legislation of funding hospitals for their coronavirus fight was worded forces a lot of hospitals to record potentially non-coronavirus deaths as coronavirus deaths without looking further into it, just to ensure their hospital gets that extra $2,000, $4,000, $6,000.
Yes.
Sure. And yeah, same thing with like putting people on ventilators. You get, for every ventilator you use, you get money from the government. Mm-hmm. So it's almost beneficial for your hospital, which is half empty because you aren't overrun with coronavirus patients right now, and you aren't doing normal procedures on people. Your hospital's just not making money right now. The only way you can is by kind of ripping off the government and claiming more coronavirus action in your hospital than you know for sure is happening. It could be accurate, but maybe that person has the flu, and you don't really know.
Who isn't ripping off the government?
That was very informative. Thank you, Chuck.
That was informative. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Jake, for noticing.
Two things. Who isn't ripping off the government right now? If you can get unemployment, you're going to get unemployment. Even if you don't necessarily need it 100%, who isn't going to accept, in middle class America, not middle America, who isn't going to accept, the $600 paycheck week, even if you don't necessarily need it? So that's one thing. Mm-hmm. Another thing I was thinking about is those who are working at like McDonald's are counted as essential workers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those who work at gas stations, essential workers. What do they get paid? $10 an hour in Indiana. What do they get paid?
Most people.
We'll put a thing.
Yeah. I mean,
most people in Indianapolis that I know that are in my situation of like a young person working in a restaurant, some kind of anyone can do type of job. Yeah. They're making more money per week on unemployment right now than
That's what I'm saying.
I'm confirming that, yeah.
So that kind of sucks that you're working at McDonald's. If you quit, you're not eligible for unemployment.
Right. You aren't.
So you have to working at McDonald's at a shittier wage than if you would just sit at home. But that sucks, man. That's a really
a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
On that one.
Jeez. Also, I heard that North Dakota, which I have relatives that live there, they didn't really go on official lockdown. They really didn't have any big quarantine or corona issues. They got $8 billion in stimulus.
Isn't North Dakota one of the most widely spread out per person?
It's one of them, yeah, for sure. But still, like, you got $8 billion. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I don't really necessarily know what's going on, so don't misquote me or misinterpret what I'm trying to say, but, like, how are they not ripping off the government too? The government's vastly. I was talking to my sister too. She works for the EPA. She has federal friends that work from the federal government. They're using freaking typewriters, man. They are so underfunded and they don't have the proper tools to do proper stuff. How do you not have an Excel doc? I'm sure they do have something better than that, but like something equivalent of keeping up with the people and social security numbers and something. I don't know. It's just it seems so easy to rip off the government.
Windows 95.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dial up. What does that sound it makes? Meow. There we go. Anyway, there's my rant for the podcast. I'm happy to
think Chuck had to say one last thing, and then let's move on from the coronavirus.
Put me on the spot. I don't remember what it would have been.
Because that's all people hear is coronavirus.
I know. I'm just trying to say my side of things.
So my take on this.
Epic matter.
What I hope the world takes away from this is, one, how lucky we are as like a human race that our first serious modern pandemic situation was something that is simply not that fatal for the average healthy person. I think a really good way to look at the intensity of a pandemic is not the number of lives lost, but the number of years lost. 20-year-old losing 60 years of life is a far bigger deal than, yeah, it's sad when grandma dies at 82 from coronavirus, but how much longer was she going to live? It's a really like cold-hearted way to break it down,
Sure.
but it kind of highlights just how non-dramatic this pandemic really is. And odds are there is going to be a pandemic that is affecting young, healthy, traditionally not targeted by a virus people. And because we've had this sort of trial run of something that wasn't nearly as scary, hopefully we'll be able to deal with that pandemic better than had we not reacted this way to coronavirus. And the second thing I think that would be good to take away is, like Western cultures make fun of Eastern cultures all the time for how often they're in public with masks on. But
Japan.
But you know what? If you're a sick person and you're coughing and you need to go to the store, why isn't it normal to put on a mask? That seems like a pretty logical thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, is it just
People will think you're crazy.
right
In America, at least.
So we got to change the standard a little bit.
We're not fresh enough.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, you could get some cool masks, Supreme box on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly we saw it in the Twitter ads we got. Okay, so
Next.
apparently there was a UFO sighting. I'm unimpressed.
Yeah, I knew you would be, Sean.
Why?
So the Pentagon released, I believe it was 5, might have been 4, clips of various military sightings of legitimate UFOs,
We're gonna
unidentified
watch it. We're gonna
flying
watch it right now.
objects. Okay,
You ready?
let's watch it. Buckle up,
Is this
everybody.
new? Is this new?
Yeah.
April 27th.
We're going against the wind. The wind's 120 miles to the west. Look at that thing, dude.
Is that it? Is this video? Why is it so laggy?
It's lagging quite a bit on our end.
That's not on us, though, is it? It's not. I do have it on us, dude. Well, if there's like another thing,
See, like twist.
it's rotated.
The black thing?
Yeah.
Looks like Batman.
And so here's the second one.
Can you see it all right?
Yeah.
You get the gist. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of these.
I am PO'd that it didn't work on my setup. Anyway.
That's okay.
And I am fascinated by this, not because of it's now proven there are UFOs. To me, it's fascinating that the federal government released these videos and said, we can't explain these. Like, they probably cover up, create stories for all kinds of weird situations, weird things they catch on video, that they just are able to come up with something that the American people will believe. And for some reason, with these collections of videos, they didn't try that. They just straight up said, we don't know what these are. There's no nation on Earth that has the technology to fly this way. We don't know what it was. And that, to me, is super interesting that the government would concede that.
So what did they call it? Because they didn't call it a UFO.
There's a different 3-letter thing for them now.
UFI?
UAT, I think, or something.
Huh.
There's some weird
Unidentified.
I think UAT maybe.
UAT.
UAP.
UAP?
Unidentified
you're right.
something phenomena.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yes, that's the new name.
Oh, it's unidentified.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Okay, first
Do you
of all,
know how many
I'm not-
generations of human beings have labeled things on Earth and identified them? It's
I'm
pretty
not-
rare to see something that we can't identify.
I'm not saying aliens aren't real, because likely they are. It's an infinite whatever or such. But it's unidentified, obviously. Like, we don't know what it is. How can we say it's aliens when we don't know what it is?
The government didn't say it was aliens. They just admitted it was an unidentified flying
Okay.
object.
And no other governments are like, oh, that's me.
Right. Because no government is...
Why would they want to if it was?
That's also a good point.
That's not what I want to argue, though, because it is unidentified. It is irregular patterns and speeds. If it was aliens, and they're here, they can probably do whatever they want to do with us. They can take us and say, hey, you're going to farm for us and take this hoe and grab this rake and make us corn.
There is a theory that if and when aliens would come to Earth, they'd be very nice and want peace. Because if you look at the timeline of the world from like 1500s till now, there's been a general increase in striving for peace. So if you fast forward to these crazy beings from the year 4000 or wherever, they're likely to be peaceful.
I also think that I don't believe there was an alien driving that spaceship. I don't think there's no reason a physical alien would have ever visited Earth.
So you think that video is extraterrestrial? You think that video...
I want to believe it's extraterrestrial.
Here's a recent video I found.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. I do have an LNS, dude. Well, if there's look at that thing. It's rotating.
Well, if it's a shitty video, I'm not going to believe it.
Well,
but if there are dudes who fly in the fastest airplanes that human beings have ever built all the time, and they see something that they can't figure out what the hell it is, that's crazy to me. That's like if a doctor saw a disease that he'd never seen before. And average people should be, oh, that doctor thinks that's crazy? That means that disease is crazy.
Do we know when that video was taken? When was that?
April 27th, you said it was released.
No, it's multiple videos that are quite old. They'd kept them locked up for a long time, and they kind of dated
yeah,
out.
they're from like 2003 or something.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
So they're do some research.
There are probably more newer videos that have not exceeded the, I don't know what word it would be, the time frame that it's technically classified information and not declassified, which is what those videos became, declassified.
I did get a little bit of anxiety, you know, when I really started thinking about it and was like, what if we're the generation that's, you know, we're in our 20s, man. Why can't we be 50s, you know?
Well,
why can't we?
You're 12 to the girls across the lake. We went fishing earlier. These girls yelled, how old are you guys? I said 22, and then they said, you're lying, and then Sean said, I'm 12. It was funny.
Reenactment.
I think
I just got a little anxiety when it's like, dang, if the world ends when I'm 20, in my 20s, that's just unfortunate.
At least you'll be hot when you die.
Yeah.
Especially if like a meteor crashes and releases a heat wave.
Yeah. What would you do?
Quite hot.
You have 3 hours left. 3 hours until impact. Well, until just complete. What would you do? You have 3 hours.
Blog post.
What?
A blog post.
Why?
I'd blog it.
No. It's not gonna...
Try to find a mountain hole. A hole in a mountain.
I like the mountain.
What?
I like the mountain hole idea.
Why?
Because you
Try
want
to survive.
Yeah,
you want to be this
you'd want to be in a hole.
in a mountain.
Yeah, something strong. A mountain
It'll
strong.
collapse on you.
No mountain ever. Have you ever seen a mountain fall over?
I've seen a rock slide.
I've seen a tree fall over, but never a mountain.
Yeah, we're not talking about a hole in a tree. The owls are all toast.
Okay, so if a meteor that size hits the Earth, it's going to vibrate the tectonic plates enough that it's going to collapse all inner workings of holes and mountains.
I'm not one to get overly technical, but the more likely outcome would be it would create a cloud of ash that would surround the Earth, killing all plants, killing all plant-eating animals, killing all meat-eating animals. Every animal's dead.
How big is the meteor? You know,
it ends all life. I would go to a cliff and I would jump off a cliff. I think the feeling of falling.
I don't think you would.
I don't think you would either.
That takes a lot of.
What if everyone's wrong? You were just saying, why does everyone believe everything? What if everyone was wrong and you're the guy that jumped off the cliff?
Your idea was to blog it. Your idea was to find a mountain. My idea was to do something adrenaline rush. It's all ending. I'm jumping off this cliff when I see it coming. I'm going to see it coming. All right, I got 5 seconds. Boom. Gone. Ooh, wind in the hair. It's going to be 5 seconds of pure bliss. Maybe do some crazy drugs while I'm at it. Why not?
Let me know when you're doing it and I'll blog it.
Yeah, my friend Jake is sticking his head in a hole and Sean is jumping off. Nothing. because it ended and no one even saw you press enter.
Or you could try to make a time capsule and put some valuables in it or something.
Well, really, you just needed to get on the interwebs, and then hopefully the aliens can tap into our ancient, when they find it, internet grid, and they can tap in, and they'll be like, what was the last thing posted on the internet before all these goofy, hairless apes died stupidly on this ball of mud?
I like that.
And it'll be, my friend stuck his head in a hole, and my other friend jumped off a cliff.
Would you tag us, though? Tag our Instagrams, of course. And then they would find his Instagram content and be like, this kid sucks. And then they'd probably be like, we don't want to revive them at all. They're extinct.
Erase them from the history books.
They'd probably bring back puppies. I bet puppies are the coolest thing on Earth. I bet when aliens come to Earth, their takeaway would be like, man, why don't we have anything like dogs? You know?
Anyway, we're getting up to our 30 minutes.
27 and a half minutes.
So we just want to thank our sponsor. It's called Meteor Ending Blogs. When you got 3 hours left, what do? You blog it.
I love.
I'm not sure if that's the
company
the
doesn't
slogan.
want. The company's more worried about the people reading the blogs. So when you have 3 hours left to live, make sure you go to Meteor. What was the website?
I'm not sure.
ChucksMeteorBlog.com.
ChucksMeteorBlog.com.
There you go.
And read about the Meteor blog.
Anyway, there is our sponsor, and it might be a little bit cleaned up when we make it.
Let's hope.
So.
While the nation's leading health experts say the coronavirus fight is far from over.
Breaking news. This just in. We're getting reports of a meteor the size of the moon hurling towards the Earth on a direct trajectory. The entire world will explode in 3 hours, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
Bro, we only have 3 hours left of our lives.
God, I'm freaking out. 3 hours, Sean. What are we doing? Sex, drugs, skydiving? What are we doing?
Dude, I just want to.
We need some sort of stimulation.
Man.
What have you always wanted to do?
Stimulation.
I just want to fly.
Fly? What about going to shelter? We can survive this somehow. We have to find somewhere. I know mountains. It's 2 hours away. In southern Kentucky, there's a huge mountain.
They just said, bro, it's going to wipe out the entire human population.
But there's holes in these mountains. There's holes we can go to. We can go deep in them. There's a chance. What I'm saying
No,
is,
there's not.
what I'm saying is there's a chance.
We gotta find something to end our lives.
Hold on. You're
bliss.
going too fast. I need
Slow
to
down,
make sure I
slow
can get all this.
I gotta jump off of me. I gotta fly, man.
Why don't you want to go in the mountain? It's our only hope.
It's over, Jake.
It's our only hope.
That's good. It's over,
Jake, it is over. I gotta fly, man. I'm ending my life with the best way possible, feeling something I've never felt before.
If we don't survive, then who will?
Attack him personally.
Oh, what? We should go find a hole. The tectonic plates are screwed. All of it.
We only have 2.5 hours left.
How do you spell tectonic?
Who is this guy? Why is he even here?
What are you typing? I don't understand why that's your
I'm
last
just a fly
thing.
on the wall. I'm just a fly on the wall. I'm not here.
What are you even typing?
Hello, folks. As you can see, this is not the actual Sean. This is just an animated Sean because someone forgot to press the record button on my camera. So for the rest of this show, I will be animated Sean. Enjoy.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, guys.
Named to yet be clarified. But real quick before we get going, what is this face?
This face has been messing me up for a while. Are they scared? Are they nervous?
Who drew that face?
My sister.
I would describe it as
I just shit my pants and I don't know what to do.
like an embarrassment type of thing. Like you're on a date.
It's too specific.
And you. No, I think that's the face I would make if I was on a first date with a beautiful girl on a train, and before we got on the train, I pooped my pants. So I had to tell her to go ahead and get on the train. And so then I get to the gift shop and I grab like a sweatshirt and sweatpants to change into, to try to hide it. And then I get on the train, and the train starts leaving. I go in the bathroom to change. And so I take off my crap-covered clothes, and I throw them out the window. And then I realize in my gift bag are just 2 hoodies. I actually grabbed 2 hoodies instead of a hoodie and sweatpants. Yeah. I think that's the face I would make. Okay. Because then do you go out and talk to her in your underwear? Do you jump off the train? That's the face I would be making in the mirror.
I think you just gotta be honest with her. I think there could possibly be a face like that on that story, but I think you just gotta be honest with her.
There definitely is.
What would you say?
Ooh. Something like that.
There you go. I would say confused and frightened.
A clown who's off duty trying to make a scared face.
I can see that.
Okay, viewers, pick your favorite answer. And then whoever gets the most comments wins.
Likes on the comment.
Okay.
They have to post a picture on Instagram making that face.
I recently got
new challenge.
I recently got emailed. Not emailed.
What's that like?
But I hate email so much.
My dad's main form of communication with me is email. Oh God, that's my shirt. I've seen this actually.
You have? Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Let me fast forward a little bit.
What's it called again? The Surfaces?
Sunday best.
Yeah. I love it. Did you saw the shirt? We're gonna have to.
Yeah, turn around.
Oh.
Edit my shirt over me.
I'm gonna edit your face on him.
Kind of looks like me too if I had that long ass hair.
His facial expressions. It's the type of guy that buys that shirt. Is kind of what I'm wearing right now.
Right.
What is that type of guy? What type of guy are you, Jake?
That's my favorite shirt.
Kind of a Tyler shirt too.
Mm-hmm. So inspired for sure by Tyler.
Alright, well that video's there.
Did Joey send that to you?
Yes. And she said, actually Lexi sent it to me, but they combined said if Jake was an animated character, that would be his permanent outfit.
Yes.
Which is not a bad outfit. I think this might be my permanent outfit.
Yes.
This is an iconic Sean shirt.
And when it's cold, you put on that, Santa Cruz hoodie you just had on.
And then Chuck's iconic shirt is Anything Brothers.
Yeah, has to be.
Really?
Yeah.
What do I think of Chuck when I think of Chuck? This Indiana windbreaker you have.
Yeah, the red one.
Yeah, that's a pretty
It's a dope one.
This is the first thing that popped in my head. But anyway, pretty good music video, I guess.
Yeah. It's a TikTok song.
Before we lose everybody's attention in the second segment, I want to do a new segment that I haven't. Oh, you can't see him yet. I want to do a new segment that I have yet to do. It's called Hot Questions.
Hot.
What does the hot refer to?
I don't know.
Do the sirens, the meme sirens.
All right, hold on. Count down to when they start, and me and Jake are gonna look around confused, like it's the cash cab or something.
Ready?
You know?
I want to start a new segment, never be done before on talk shows or podcasts. It's called Hot Questions. Yes, folks, you heard it here first. Hot Questions. There's a total of 4 questions. Each of you have to do 2. I will find 2 other guests that are down, and one with a better camera than yours. I'm kidding. I don't have any other friends. Okay. Each question, you both have to do 2. There's 4 questions total. You get to choose amongst yourselves who gets to pick which question, even though both of you have to do 2. You get a minute to answer the question. If you stall, you get disqualified on that question. You have to. It's an interview tactic practice. Okay, you understand the game. You understand the game rules.
Yes, sir.
I have one question. Are we gonna see all 4 questions at once?
Just one at first.
And then we kind of go like, I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Question number 1. What does it take to be a good movie trailer?
Do you want this one or me?
Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. So I take it right now. I
Go
start
ahead.
right now.
You start in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. What it takes to be a good movie trailer is showing a good amount of the movie, but not showing too much. You definitely have to use suspense. Honestly, a big part of it is audio, I would say. More so, the hits and the crashes and the booms and the suspense builds, and showing the main characters, not showing too much, and showing the key is that one part that they show that's always like, oh, you definitely think it's going this way, and then after you watch the movie and watch the trailer again, you're like, those sly bastards. So you want, and it can't be too long, probably a minute long. We could maybe show the trailer I made for the Sean movie. Remember The Cutter? Great trailer, honestly, way ahead of our time.
Way better than the movie.
But yeah, lots of sound design and lots of shots that hint at the movie but don't give away too much.
4.
It's a good thing you answered that one, because in my head I was thinking plenty of air conditioning. Like I was thinking the trailer the star sits in outside. So
You did it.
Wow.
You did it.
That is, yeah, I like that one. Next.
Good rebuttal by Chuck. I would have laughed if I was not focused on the time. Jake, I'm impressed. You said showing a lot. And I think showing is the key word and not telling.
Yep.
Okay. The next question, and we're going to reduce it to 45 seconds because I feel like when you're in the hot question, a minute kind of drags.
he was sweating, I'm not going to lie.
Hot.
It gets hot. Okay, the second question. Jake only has to answer one more question out of the next 3.
All right.
Does twistable beer caps question masculinity? 3,
That's
2, 1, go. 45 seconds, go.
I would say for the average male, it does question masculinity because you end up trying to untwist it, usually in front of a group of people. And so they're all looking like, hey, does he drink? Does he know how to open a beer? And if you slip up even a little bit, fumble at all, it's just red flags for everyone who's looking at you. And even worse is when you think it's a twist off and it's not. And that is embarrassing as hell. Everyone's like, dude, you've never had a Heineken Super Platinum Dry Light? And you're like, no. And it's pretty obvious you've... Is that time?
5 seconds.
5, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Okay. The answer was yes. 2 for 2, folks. You've both answered one.
Chuck is a bartender and answered the beer question, and I'm a video guy and answered the movie question.
Yeah, no, they were intended for you guys not to fail.
Now, this is a pivotal point because it's like we don't know the 4th question.
Does Chuck go back to back, or does Jake intervene?
What if the 4th question, I take the 3rd one and the 4th one's like, who was the swimmer who won the 100-meter butterfly in 2008?
That's the mystery of this game. You don't know. The 3rd question. Internet content better or worse during quarantine? Who is picking that question? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds this time. And go.
I would say it's inevitably better because during quarantine, it's going to be better than before quarantine because there's more stuff on the internet. The stuff that's already on the internet isn't going away. So the internet is just constantly improving its content quality because the previous content didn't go anywhere. You're just stacking content on content on content on content. And eventually, eventually you're deep in the future and there's so much content that it's just overwhelming. So yes, quarantine makes better content.
It is hot.
Unfortunately, the answer was no. Content has not been better.
By who?
Who do you think?
Sean Troba.
Just kidding. That was a good response. I like that. And
I guess inevitably I get the last question.
That's the last question.
Oh, God.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Does cursing in a different language make it more acceptable in public? I forgot that was the question. Okay. First, I'll give you a little bit of a little bit of a thought buffer. Do you know any curse words, Chuck, in different languages?
Oh la vache. It means holy cow in French.
Oh. That's a rough one. I don't think that will allow us to be monetized on YouTube. But your buffer is over. Jake, you're up. Ready? 30 seconds. Ready, go.
No, I do not think that it makes it more acceptable because it's all about the delivery of the word. Okay, I know some cuss words because, I grew up with, I didn't grow up, went to Purdue with a swimmer from Croatia and he taught me all about them. Ademate pichka, pichkutri matriano. So when he delivers it like that, I'm like, holy shit, I don't know what he's saying, but Jesus, that is offensive or very powerful. So it's all about the delivery of the word. You don't say, oh, kitten paws. Well, I guess you could say it very aggressively, kitten paws.
5 seconds.
But, so it's all about the delivery. So, no, it doesn't make it better.
Okay, before we move on, I do just have a general question. Let's say you're walking the streets of potentially non-Western country, let's say Asia, South America, Africa, and you say, oh, kitten paws. Do they think that American just cussed? Because it's all about the delivery.
Probably. I mean,
like you said,
it's definitely angry. There's a lot of body language is involved and the deliverance for sure.
No, it's definitely
Good movie, Deliverance.
Just like, the thing about a sentence, like you can say, I went over to her house yesterday. If you put emphasis on one word in that, it means 7 different things.
Yeah.
I went to her house yesterday. 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 The more emphasis you put on different words.
I went to her house.
Like
As opposed to
her lake.
Right.
Something.
Yeah.
Enough with the hot questions. It was getting hot in here.
That was fun.
My face is red, and
I'm Tanner.
yeah, it was hot in here. Okay, a very popular meme going around right around now is Elon Musk's son's name, which I don't even know how to say it. So
Chuck does.
Okay, can you put it on the screen? This isn't my show.
Yeah.
Can the name be on the screen? How it's spelled?
You've seen my show before.
Yeah, but
It's my show now.
you
by
know.
the way.
No. So it's pronounced X. The letter X is just X. And then the AE sort of hybrid character is pronounced Ash for scientific reasons, I believe. I don't really know why.
Like
And
Ash
then-
Ketchum. Pokemon.
And then do you know what the A dash, the number is? Because I don't off the top of my head.
A-12.
Which is the official name of some super cool American military plane that's codename was Archangel. So Elon Musk intends for that portion of his child's name to be pronounced Archangel. Although I believe that his first name is just X. The other 2 are middle names. Like, this isn't all going to be how you address him. I think you'd just call him X.
And it should be known that it was the wife that made the choice on the naming. And he just kind of went, okay.
And Elon Musk also, you said son earlier. If my, internet perusing is correct, I believe Elon Musk does not presume a gender for his children.
Yes, he did say that too.
Well,
Yeah.
I apologize.
So
I am a bigot, and the way I was raised was different than standards nowadays, and I'm sorry. And
and I was making a serious point, and your sarcastic, serious response is just undermining the point I was trying to make.
How is this sarcastic?
Look at your furrowed brows right now.
Zoom in on his furrowed brow.
Furrow them again.
No, actually, I don't care. People can do whatever they want. If you want to be a boy or a girl or neither, I don't care.
Yep.
Just make your name like something I can say.
It should be known, though, that...
I don't want to call you it. What is the proper thing to say to someone that has a hard name to say that you don't know if they're...
I think you just try as hard as you can.
Yeah. They probably get it all the time that it doesn't mean... And it should be known that they do have a daughter already.
The Musks?
Yes.
Which also just the Musks is
And
a
her
great
name-
name for a
and her
family.
name is Beth.
Wow, the Musks. Your
Yeah,
home's
and her name is Alexis. Or what's the
I
most
do
common
think
girl
his-
name? Hannah?
I do
Mary?
think his other kids have pretty normal names.
Anne?
Alex?
I
What
think
do you
he
think
has-
the most common girl name
Marie.
is in the
Marie.
United States of America?
How many girls' middle names is Marie?
Or just think of a girl that you
Sarah.
know. Like
Sarah.
Sarah is very common.
Hold on, let's look it up real quick.
Alejandra.
Or like Alex. Some form of Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Lex.
Yeah.
Emma.
Emma's an obvious one.
Emma.
Yeah.
Olivia in second is kind of a surprise.
That's bold.
You don't meet
I only
very
know 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Amelia? Charlotte? Well, that's an interesting... It's an interesting one. Okay, well, I mean, good for
screenshot.
Elon Musk. He's in the forefront of the... he's on the...
Elon
front
Musk is
lines
the
and-
reason I actually think if my future is as financially secure as I hope and I get widowed at the right time, I'm gonna die on Mars.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Just throwing that out there.
I like it.
So.
Just
You
throw
wanna-
it. Give it a throw.
If you want to wife
Throw it out
me
there.
up and
Good. Give it a throw. Come on,
Come
throw
on,
it out there.
throw it. Throw it out
Throw
there.
it out there.
Like you said.
Come on. Throw it out there.
I want to die on Mars.
Throw it.
Get it out of your hand. Come on. Come over here.
Throw it.
I'll be your catcher, baby.
Throw it to Sean.
Okay, guys, I really wanted to come on the show as your friend, but I'm uncomfortable right now. I don't know
Come
what
on.
we're doing.
Don't be comfortable. Don't be uncomfortable.
Throw it.
Come on.
You know, like you throw a baseball?
Yeah?
Throw it at Sean.
Come
I've
on.
seen you throw. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah. Here, catch it.
Playing catch with your dad.
Catch it.
Ow, dude, my arm.
My leg.
Kind of saw that
Play
coming.
it out.
Yeah, that
Play
was,
it out. All right.
Yeah.
Good for you, Elon Musk. You're doing great things always. I don't even.
Yeah.
I can't even. I'm not
Quit
even.
talking to him like he's watching.
Yeah. Definitely not. No one is. Okay. Graduation.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of our friends graduated recently.
Yeah. Congratulations to you guys, because some of you actually may be watching, and
It's a big deal.
it is
A
big
shockingly, I mean, maybe not shocking for a lot of the country, but for people in our social circle, a shocking number of American adults do not have a college degree. Like, you've made it. You're in the cool kids club.
Yeah.
You know?
All three of us have been there,
deal. Yeah.
right?
I remember you guys making jokes about me not having a degree.
Yeah. Well, we thought you getting a degree would change you, but
Did it change you?
yeah. I have
Did
a
it
beard
really?
now.
Did it actually change you?
earring.
Come on. We've been off the rails.
Okay.
We've been off the rails way since that hot segment. Never doing that again. Actually, it was kind of fun, so maybe I'll do it again. But do you think it changed you?
Seriously, how do I think it's changed me? I don't think it has changed me on the inside, like who I am. But it does change who I want to project myself as, because there's an underlying amount of adultness that I have to maintain now. I have a degree.
Law student.
I have well, yeah, that's in the future.
Yeah.
Near future. But I have a degree, I have a job, I have an apartment, and I should, like, not put my hand in my pants in public or something.
Yeah. I would say that.
I would agree. You should not do that.
Yeah.
Even though it is very comforting.
It is. It's the warmest part of the body.
Yeah.
Your hands chilly. Mm-hmm. Nothing weird, just warmth.
I don't know if it changed me. I haven't found out. I haven't really discovered. I agree with that. I definitely think there's a level of maturity you should have with, just being able to say I got a degree from a
As I
school.
make a joke about putting my hand in my pants on
Yeah.
an internet podcast.
No, I'm mature. I've evolved.
It was a mature way of saying other things that also the equivalent.
Well, I think there's a certain level of that you should always kind of be a kid in certain aspects. You shouldn't take life too seriously. Nobody wants to take life too well. Some people do, but
Do you
I don't
believe
want
your
to.
fathers still have some child in them?
oh yeah, dude.
Oh, of course.
We went couch shopping today, and my dad was just ripping jokes, dad jokes. I mean, my dad is the definition of dad. His Instagram name, for those of you who don't know, is @I'd rather be golfing. That is his handle, okay? And
It blows up.
go follow him. But yeah, dude. I mean, how about your dad?
Oh, my dad has a lot of youth.
Young in him.
Yeah. He's got
Especially for college parents weekend. All of a sudden they turn into back when they were in
It's
95 and 90.
Those were my favorite people to serve when I was serving at Brothers Bar in Indianapolis, were the dads who were kind of trying to play a character for their drunk kids and their drunk kids' friends.
Oh,
and they're just the cool dad. Oh, yeah, you want that super expensive shot? I'll buy it for you.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there taking orders like, I know this guy can pay for it, and he does not know how expensive it's going to be.
Parents.
It's all you care about is money.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, we're trying to be serious for a second.
I hope he puts that in there.
No, definitely parents have a kid in them, and I when I'm a parent, I want to have some kid in me. I was working with this guy today, and he said he bought his first boat when he was 18, and it was a 18-foot, I don't know how he described it, but it was not a good boat. The upholstery was like ripped, and there was carpet that was like gross, and clearly he did some work on it and stuff. But he took it out. He took it out on the Ohio River with his buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, we used to, smoke on it, and I didn't care if they ashed on the boat or like they throw beer cans to each other, or their feet were muddy and they got in the boat and it was all muddy and stuff. I didn't care because it was a shitty boat anyway. But he's 56 years old, and he has this nice boat, and he's like, hey, before you get in my boat, wash your feet off. Like, don't be throwing beers in my boat or smoking in my boat anymore, because I got to take care of that." And
sounds like someone we know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Dougie.
And it's still like kid in him to have the boat and to take his son's friends out and like have them drink beers and jump off and stuff. That's the kid in them. But at the same time, when they like pull the boat out of the water and the kids are playing beer pong and throwing frisbee and drinking beers and stuff, he's there waxing the boat and getting it cleaned up.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's a level of kid that differs.
Oh, a kid can't raise a kid.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know.
But graduation's weird. I feel bad for a lot of people that didn't get a graduation, like the ceremony. I take my ceremony for granted.
Same.
I really did, because
we were talking about this. I walked away from it thinking that was nothing. That wasn't even. That's not a memory that I'm gonna cherish. But this kind of gives me the perspective that maybe I should.
Yeah. You cherish the lunch that you have afterwards with your family.
For sure. No, 100%.
And the night,
with the parents.
Yeah, and friends and family and having a good time.
For sure. No.
But my graduation was miserable. I accidentally wore a full suit, a full pants, tie, long shirt, and suit jacket, and gown. Yeah. And it was 87 degrees outside. And I was hungover as hell from the day before, so it was a terrible time.
The jacket was, I thought,
extra as hell, dude.
That was a lot.
I wasn't thinking right. We'll insert a picture.
Also, isn't it hilarious that there was this established academic institution that for the first time was going to give away degrees, and they were like, all right, everybody, when you get these, wear a dress and this hat. And everyone started doing it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What are these things?
Also, they're expensive.
They're expensive. And it's a sheet of cardboard with just like the thinnest layer of fabric you can imagine around it. And then right on your head.
Some elastic band that keeps it on your head barely.
Barely. I have a small.
You guys rented? Did you rent your gowns and then keep your cap? Right? Yeah.
$150 because I was late and a bad student. Clearly, I should not have gotten a degree if you order your degree if you order your diploma. If you order your cap and gown late, it's an extra fee.
Yes.
I overpaid. It was terrible, and you return it right afterwards. It's sad.
Oh, I bet they make a boatload of money from that.
And IU. Our camera just turned off.
Which one?
I don't know. I heard it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, quick pause. My camera died, so those who are still sticking with us through this off the rails second portion, thank you.
Or like off the walls because you're wearing Vans.
So, Sean, I feel like you do a good job with this podcast. You're asking questions. I feel like you are very rarely on camera asked a question. And so I'm going to try to give you a hot minute style question and just see what you have to say.
Okay.
A doctor, medical doctor, facility, definitely safe facility, is going to inject you with heroin. Would you try it? If you know it's totally safe?
Growing up, I was always told to trust doctors. My mom's a nurse, and throughout my life, it's always trust doctors. When you're in a doctor's lab, when you're getting your physical, when they're asking you questions, be honest with them. They're not going to incriminate you. They're not going to, oh, yes, I smoked pot before. Oh, yes, I drink 4 days a week. Yeah. Yes, I have this lump in my ball. I'm just kidding.
it's hard for me not to say that I should trust doctors, but if I know it's heroin, I probably wouldn't because
That's the correct answer.
I don't think that's something I want my life to go down. I'm fine without it. I'm fine drinking a beer and doing my recreational time when it's appropriate. Mm-hmm. And when it's not appropriate, I'm happy to say no. Nothing's ever a problem in my life as far as that goes.
Nice.
So, no, I would not. I would say I'm good.
That's a healthy answer. That's good.
So Chuck sent me this Snapchat, and I said, Chuck, I'm going to credit you. And Chuck said, no, you don't have to credit me. That's just the kind of guy Chuck is. But Chuck sent me a snap, and he said, why is it that semi-trucks are called semi-trucks when they're the truckiest trucks of all? Yeah. I mean, you see a Ford F-150 down the road, you're like, that's a truck. But you see a semi-truck, and it's like, why is it semi when that thing is hauling some godly amount of tons of concrete down the highway? That's the truckiest truck of all. That is the definition of a truck, and for some reason it's called a semi-truck. Yeah. Like half a truck? Yeah. Well, then why is a truck called a truck?
I agree. And this is the segment I like to call, I'm sick and tired. And this is the situation where I'm sick and tired of people calling trucks or SUVs trucks when they're not trucks. A truck is something with a bed outside.
We'll read that real quick.
I know, I'm reading it. Semi is actually short for semi-trailer truck. A semi is a trailer box with a rear axle, but without a front axle. The truck pulling it is called the tractor. The reason for this configuration is that a large portion of the load is carried by the tractor and not by the hitch of the trailer attachment.
Ah, so it's an abbreviation. It's not a semi-truck, it's a semi-trailer truck.
Right. Why do they call it a semi-truck?
Just faster words.
I guess. Why they call it a semi-trailer? A truck is faster than trailer.
Anyway, quit calling SUVs trucks.
And quit. Everyone needs to quit misusing a part. Okay? There's a space part, and then there's one word apart. One word apart means separate from. I am apart from Sean right now. And a part means you are a piece of whatever, a greater, larger thing. A space part. I'm having trouble saying space in this. A space part. I am a part of a pizza. That's what a slice of pizza would say. And if you said I'm a part of a pizza without the space in between a and part, then you're a slice of pizza on a plate separate from the rest of the pie. A part and a part are two different things, and no one uses them correctly.
I use it incorrectly frequently.
All the time, Sean. You use it incorrectly all the time.
He also spells Tristan with E-N instead of A-N.
Honestly, I'm so
And
confused.
have you ever had the pizza from Sam's Club or Costco?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Don't talk about Sam's Club.
That pizza is incredible, man.
Costco's better than Sam's Club, day in, day out.
Facts. I went to Costco for the first time ever today. But, dude, talk about their pizza.
Yeah, cheesy.
Cheap, too.
Bread's good. Yeah, get a drink with it.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I must have too much elite pizza making in my background.
Oh, A-Zip worker.
A-Zip.
Former A-Zip worker.
Good,
not for bad reasons,
I
just...
I made those too.
Never had Rocky Bar.
It's great.
Anyway, thanks for listening. It's been a long journey. Thanks for being a part of it.
Hey, a part!
That's a cue to leave.
Alright, thank you.
Hello, Animated Sean here again. Just reaching out to all my viewers saying, if you have any ideas or want to be on the show, give me an email at seantroba@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free. Thanks.